Ladies and gentlemen, I'm tired. I'm tired of sitting here, beating around the bush with what I think about XDefiant. I have participated in the past 3 or 4 playtests for this game, and I just played the one today, and I'm sorry, but XDefiant is simply not that game, okay? The game is the definition of painfully mediocre. And I will let you know exactly why I hold that opinion after playing so many of this game's playtests. So without further ado, let's get into the video. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and for those people that think I'm just going to hate on the game, no, that's not what I'm going to do. In fact, I want to preface this entire video by stating that I have had fun on XDefiant in all of the playtests, but it's just one of those things where they're not progressing the game enough for how infrequent these playtests are. And I would go as far to say, as this game is 99% the same as the last playtest, and that playtest was what, 4 or 5 months ago at this point? So I just have to be honest, I don't think this is the game to captivate everyone, guys. I just don't think so. Let's talk about some of the specifics though, right? I think the ability balance in this game is god-awful. I am fully aware there are hard counters to some of the abilities put in the game. For instance, invisibility gets countered by wall hacks, the shield guy gets countered by EMP grenades, and so on and so forth. But that doesn't fix the fact that these abilities are still unbelievably annoying to play against and just to deal with. In fact, one of the abilities is so broken overpowered that for this particular playtest, they have actually completely removed it from the game. And that ability was something that I featured in the last video I made about XDefiant, and it's called the Spider Bot. And what that does is, it hunts you across the map, suction cups to your face, and stun locks you in place. But as I play XDefiant more, I'm further reminded that there are even more irritating abilities in the game. For instance, the guy that can go invisible, it's a really good version of invisibility. This is like single-player game tier level invisibility. They are genuinely difficult to see. You can rat in corners, and you are very hard to see. On top of that, the ultimate for the invisibility character is a pistol that I believe either one-shots you or does 90 damage. Then to make matters even worse, you can combine these annoying abilities with some of the completely unbalanced weapons. You'll see some of the gameplay in the background. I'm playing the operator that can place a shield wall in front of him with a DMR that 2-shots you in the chest. Right? So I place a wall down, I say to you, hello sir, I can shoot at you, but you can't shoot at me, and now I will 2-shot you in the chest with a DMR from across the map. And yes, I am fully aware EMP grenades can disable the shield wall, but think about this for instance. How often are you actually going to be able to get the EMP grenade off without me or someone else hitting you at least one time? Think about that for a second. And I'm sure there are many other things that I haven't even discovered about the abilities of these games, but let's talk about something else real quick. Let's talk about the desync that is still present in this game and how bad the netcode is. You die around corners 24/7, and the gunfights and the gunplay does not feel crispy and tight. I don't know when someone is going to die, even though I've shot him like 4, 5, 6 times. It doesn't feel crispy or predictable. You know how in some games you get so good, you can put 4 bullets into some guy's chest and then stop firing and already be aiming at someone else because you know the person you just shot at is going to die? It's very difficult to do that in XDefiant because of the wonky feeling of the game. And by the way, this has persisted throughout every single playtest, and to my feel, has not gotten better. In fact, when I was streaming XDefiant today, multiple people, I would say in the order of 10 to 15 people in my chat, came in and complained about the exact same desync that I was complaining about. People complaining about dying around corners, people complaining about some of the hit registration not registering their shots. And I know what some people are going to say, Enders, this is a playtest, bro, the game's not released yet. Really? Well, to be honest with you, they've had so many playtests at this point that I pretty much consider this to be the full game. Because let's be realistic. Is the full release version going to be drastically different than what we're playing right now? The answer is absolutely not. It will be 99% the same, barring some small changes here and there. And even when it does release, I'm not so sure this game is going to be that game that breaks through and finds massive success. Because, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, XDefiant is one of the most boring cookie-cutter games I've ever seen in my entire life. It is the most generic hero shooter of all time. It has every single thing you expect. It has a heal character. It has characters with more health. It has this, that, and the other, right? There is nothing unique about this video game. That doesn't necessarily mean that people won't play it, I understand that, but it's just sort of boring. It's not pushing the envelope in any way, shape, or form, and just sort of feels like it's taken from so many other games of the past and smashed multiple different aspects from those games together into one called XDefiant. An extremely obvious example of this is the weapon customization system, which is quite literally taken directly from Call of Duty. They even copied it down to the point where each of these attachments have positive and negative aspects. They didn't even bother trying to change anything. And I'm fully aware that this is a good way to do an attachment system. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way, though, because XDefiant is a game that just totally screams to me like, oh, I'm popular, guys. I want to be popular. Play me. Play me. I have all the popular aspects from every game. I do nothing unique. And that is the most annoying shit of all time to me. And one of the reasons why that's so annoying to me is XDefiant really did get some of the things that annoy people from, let's say, Call of Duty and Apex correct in XDefiant. For instance, input-based matchmaking. People have been begging for that in Call of Duty for years, and they're never going to do it. Another thing they got correct, the performance of this game. On my computer, it runs extremely well. Very smooth, no complaints about FPS. So it's a case of they get some of the hard stuff correct and please a lot of people with that stuff, but it's a shame because it seems like they didn't even try with the base game. It just seems like it's copied and pasted together. So my opinion about XDefiant as it stands right now is, it's like, I don't know, a 6 out of 10, maybe a 5.5 out of 10. I think XDefiant will be one of those games that will have a lot of hype surrounding it because it's so similar to Call of Duty. It'll release, it'll have its moment in the sun, just like the finals, then eventually it'll die down into sort of a weird niche FPS game with an extremely toxic, sweaty comp community, and then eventually it will just fall out of relevancy, and that's it. That's what's going to happen to XDefiant. That's my official prediction for this game. And the reason why I feel so confident about that prediction is I've seen it happen time and time and time again. Even to better games. For instance, like Gundam Evolution. Gundam Evolution kicks the absolute shit out of XDefiant. It's legitimately not even close. And that game died. Shatterline, in my opinion, you guys remember Shatterline, is better than XDefiant. That game died. So, I don't know. I don't feel like XDefiant is going to be that game because better games before it have failed. And I genuinely don't think XDefiant as a game itself is unique or interesting enough to where everyone's going to jump off of the games they're currently playing and play XDefiant instead of those games. In fact, I think the Finals is a better game than XDefiant, and right now the Finals is as dead as a doornail and no one even talks about it. So that's basically what I think about XDefiant. I really don't have much hope in this game, although, to be completely honest with you, I do genuinely hope they fix some of the problems. I do genuinely hope the game is successful because I'm down to have an option, right? I'm down to see XDefiant become popular. Because, like I said, I don't hate this game. I just think it's painfully mediocre, and it's actually the definition of unoriginal. So those are my thoughts about XDefiant. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I will probably be playing XDefiant throughout the duration of the playtest just to see if any of my opinions change. Maybe I will put out an update video at the end of the playtest for XDefiant, but guys, I've played, like I said, 3 to 4 playtests of this game, and it is 99% the same as the other ones, so I don't anticipate my thoughts changing. Thank you guys for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. And I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. First link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one.